Hello guys, Barbarian here with another video, and I'm going to be talking about the Z4 and how it's a great car for under 5k. My first point will be purely on appearance, and this is completely subjective, so it all depends on yourself really. My point of view is the car has aged very well, and in fact I think it has gotten better with age. I think this car now looks better when it first came out. Especially that this is a Chris Bangle design, which, let's face it, it's kind of like mustard. You either love it or you hate it. I personally love it. I think it looks great. So I think these cars look fantastic, especially when you put it against something like a Porsche Boxster of the time with the egg lights and a Mazda MX-5 Mark II. I mean, it was competing with those at the time when the Z4 first came out in 2003. But that's just my own personal point of view of that one. You may think it looks like absolute crap. Number 2 is everyday usability and it being practical. And what do I mean by this? I mean that this car, for me, myself, I found this car very easy to live with every day. And it is not tiny by any means inside the cabin, so larger people can fit in. I don't feel like as if the seats are really bad. I mean, they're not as good, shall we say, as like a Mercedes seat or a Jaguar seat, like some of those grand touring cars, but I think the seat is pretty decent. I don't think you would actually have an issue with sitting inside this car for a while. And also it has a very sizable boot, and it's almost double the size of an MX-5's boot, which is mind-boggling to me how they got such a big boot. I think it's because it's got a fabric roof, and because it's got a fabric roof, that means that the space inside the boot is not compromised. And with also going back to how everyday user-friendly and practical this car is, the build quality of this car is just strong. It feels like as if this car could easily do 200,000 miles without it completely falling to bits. Number 3, cost of ownership. Well, with these cars, some people may think because it's a BMW it's going to cost you an absolute fortune to own. This is not true. Unless you buy a really ropey one which has like 150,000 miles on it, then you could easily buy a car which has maybe 60-70,000 miles on it, and it wouldn't give you any troubles for years to come. Naturally, this car does have its fair shares of problems, which I'll do inside another video, but the vast majority of maintenance, servicing can all be done by an independent, which wouldn't cost you more than a Ford Focus in actual ownership. But this is just from my personal experience, as I get all my servicing done by TWG in Camberley inside the UK, and I found that my servicing costs didn't cost more than the Mini I owned, and also the Alfa Romeo Mito which I owned. I didn't see that the ownership costs were any more on that. The only thing which might sting you inside the tail is the road tax. That's the road tax for my particular car, which is the 3-litre version. It is £330, but that seems to be forever going up regardless of what car you own. Okie dokie. Point number 4 is performance, and what do I mean by performance? I'm talking about the engine and gearbox, and naturally this will depend on what model of Z4 you buy, but I highly recommend the 3-litre, but we'll go into that later on. But I have the 3-litre Z4 with 6-speed manual gearbox, and what that means is that I've got an M54 engine which gives me 231 horsepower, which gives me 300 newton meters worth of torque, and that also means that I've got roughly a 0 to 60 time. This is wildly I don't want to say debated, but reported differently. Like some websites say it's 5.7, 5.3, 5.9 from BMW in particular, but I would say it's probably around the 5.7 mark. That's from what I feel like with this car. I think it's, you know, that's what I feel like I'm getting with this car. And also because of the car, the way it performs and how efficient the engine is, I actually get good MPG. Like on a motorway, I do get roughly between 40 to 45 mpg on the motorway if I'm being economical and not hooning, you know, going completely crazy on it. If I'm putting my foot down, have a lead foot, then I'm easily getting 20. But for it to even get 40s inside the first place for a 3 litre car, that's pretty impressive. Point number 5 is options, and I'm telling you, you've got loads of them. From engine size to trim to body type, and this could be from convertible to coupe. So depending on your situation, for example, if you're a student and this is going to be your second ever car, you've just, you know, done your first year of no claims and now you can actually afford to insure a car, and you think the Z4 might be a good option, there's nothing wrong with the 2 litre. And the only thing I'll say with the smaller engines, especially with the 2 and the 2.2, is that maybe you'll have a bit of you might have a little bit of engine envy. And this happened to me because I actually owned the 2 litre for a while, and for the 3 years I owned the car, I always felt like when I saw another Z4, that one's going to be faster than mine, that one's going to be faster than mine. And now that I own the 3 litre version of the car, pretty much I think it's the 3rd fastest engine out there. I don't really have that anymore, and I feel quite happy to drive my car. I don't feel like as if I've got any kind of engine envy. But it all depends on your personal circumstances, and I don't think that the fuel economy is that much better with the 2 litre, and it's certainly not much better with the 2.5. So myself, I would always try to get the 3 litre engine, as it'll give you great MPG in my point of view on performance, and without sacrificing too much. The only thing you might get is slightly different road tax from the 2 to the 3, but I do believe the 2.5 to 3 have the same road tax bracket. That is it for this video. I didn't want to make it too long and too boring. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, subscribe, like, and I would love to know inside the comments what Z4 you actually own already if you have one. And I'll see you guys inside the next video.